Hello, my name is Chloe. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm bringing to you my 1000 subscriber Q&A. So it was quite a while ago now that I asked for these questions, and when I got them I wrote them all down on a piece of paper and I haven't looked at them since because I was sort of thinking of answers and I kind of just want to give my opinion going in completely blind to the questions. It doesn't really need that, but yeah, it's been a while. I've had things going on in my life since I got the questions. We've now just hit 1.2 thousand subscribers, so thank you to everybody who's now here, and I hope that anyone who asks these questions finds out interesting things about my life, as if there's interesting things that happen in my life. So we have some questions about books, questions about Booktube, some random bits and bobs, and things about my relationship. So we're going to start with books, Booktube, and then go into like life stuff. So someone asked a very specific question of, would you ever make a vlog with non-fiction books? And I guess this is, I now do weekly vlogs constantly. Like, I am vlogging every day of my life. It's getting me through quite a lot of just like stress and stuff. Knowing that I'm accountable to at least tell someone if I've read anything that day really is helping me on a personal level. So I don't do dedicated vlogs for specific books or specific genres or prompts or anything. I don't actually have that much non-fiction. I'm just trying to think of examples. So I've just dug through my shelves and picked up all the non-fiction I can see really obviously, and there's a very, very common theme here. So the first one that a lot of people recognise just from the spine is The Five by Hallie Rubenhold, and this is about the 5 women who were killed by Jack the Ripper. We then have Killing for Company, the case of Dennis Nilsen by Brian Masters, which is a story about Brian Masters, the serial, not Brian Masters, here's the author, Dennis Nilsen, the serial killer. We then have I'll Be Gone in the Dark by Michelle McNamara, which is about the search for the Golden State Killer. And we have A Mother's Reckoning by Sue Klebold, living in the life of the Columbine tragedy, which is written by the mother of Dylan Klebold, one of the Columbine shooters. So if I ever do get onto any non-fiction, it's going to be true crime. The next one's very interactive. I love it. It says, close your eyes and pick a random book from your shelves and tell us the story behind it. So I'm just going to reach down here without looking and just pick something. Oh, nice. This is The Woman in Black by Susan Hill, a book I know quite a lot about because I studied it for English at high school. Absolutely loved studying this book. It's amazing. This is about Arthur Kipps, who is a like junior lawyer, and he gets sent out to the town of Crith in Gifford, where he is dealing with the affairs of Alice Drablow, who has recently died, and she has a house out on the causeway called Eel Marsh House, which is haunted by the woman in black. And every time somebody sees the woman in black, a child mysteriously dies. I love this book. There is quite a lot that I've highlighted in here. I was going to read you the final line of the book. I probably shouldn't do that, but that is a really good quote. Okay, that's disturbing. For although I was in control of my emotions now, I dreaded the hours of darkness that lay ahead. Absolutely love this book. Saying that, I do only rate it at 3 stars when I read it because I love it. I love the experience, I love the writing, but it's a horror and it's not scary. So, but anyway, that's not what this question asked, so let's put the book back in here. Next, what do you love about reading? For me, reading is like an escapist hobby. I have quite a lot of stress a lot of the time with work, especially now work is making me study so that I can become a qualified accountant. I have to do professional exams. Those professional exams are very, very stressful, very hard, and they will be happening for at least another 2 years of my life pretty much. So I get stressed. When I have the downtime, reading is my thing. Lockdown and COVID has really, really impacted my reading. I would not read like half as many of these books before COVID because I'd be going out and drinking and clubbing and garden parties and stuff on the weekend. So yeah, reading is my escape from the world as it is now and my own personal life. Does that make sense? Which book would you like to read again for the first time? That's a good one. So I really struggled with that question, but I'm going to go with Girls with Sharp Sticks by Suzanne Young. This is book number 1 of a duology. I don't think there's any more coming out. And I don't want to tell you anything about it because knowing anything spoils this book. It is, let's just say, a school where girls are trained to be the perfect wives, and we'll leave it at that. Absolutely loved it, listened to the audiobook and was just completely fell in love with it. So I bought myself a copy. I now have the sequel. And yeah, I went in blind. I feel like everyone should. And when the twist happened, I was blown away. So knowing that twist, reading it again, I think it's going to be not as enjoyable, but it is a really, really good book. What's your most anticipated read of 2021? Okay, I do have an answer for this. It is a book that doesn't even have a name yet, but the 3rd book to The Kissing Booth is coming out. I've pre-ordered it. I think it's coming out in August. But yeah, I will be getting my hands on it straight away. If you don't know, The Kissing Booth is just a YA contemporary romance with Al, who is basically in love with her best friend's brother. Going the Distance, without spoiling it, is about a long distance relationship. So I absolutely love it. And yeah, I can't wait to read book number 3. I need it. I like this question. What is a book that you always say you want to read but still haven't read it? Like my whole bookshelf, really? Oh, a good one. This book has been on multiple TBRs and I never get to it. And that's The Vanishing Stair by Maureen Johnson. This is book number 2 in the Truly Devious series. I now also have book number 3. And yeah, I reread Truly Devious so that I could read this. It was on my January TBR. I didn't get to it then, didn't get to it in February, and I've just popped it back on the shelf. I actually have a bookmark in here and everything on the first page. Yeah, will I ever read it? Let's hope, because I have the 3rd book too. I keep saying I'll read it and I never do. What's your favourite trope in a book? I'm gonna have to go like the forbidden romance. Make it as awful of a forbidden romance and I'm there. For example, we have This Secret We're Keeping by Rebecca Dunn, which I read quite a long time ago now. Have I written a date in here? 2018. So I really need to reread this, but this is a teacher-student romance. And then we have Forbidden by Tabitha Suzuma, which is incest. It's a brother and sister. Give me the most messed up romance plots and I'm kind of invested. I obviously know that these 2 things are not okay. Doesn't mean I will not enjoy the book though. Is there a book you're scared to reread? That's a very good question. I'm gonna say yes there is, and that it's The Dollmaker of Krakow, or Krakow, however we're pronouncing it, by R.M. Romero. This is a middle grade book set in World War II, where, is there a doll that's... So it's Krakow, Poland, 1939. Magic brings a little doll named Carolina to life in a toy shop. She becomes friends with the gentle, broken-hearted dollmaker who owns the shop. When the darkness of the Nazi occupation sweeps over the city, Carolina and the dollmaker must use their magic to save their Jewish friends from a terrible danger, no matter the risks. This was absolutely beautiful. I read it on a sort of book swap arrangement, like a traveling book arrangement. So I read it, annotated it, and then passed it back to the owner. So I bought myself a copy because it was so amazing and I haven't picked it up again yet. So we'll see. The next one is, what's the one book you want everyone to read? There could be so many. I'm trying to think of a good example. It's in a bit of a stack, but it is there. It's Wonder by R.J. Palacio. It's a middle grade book about accepting disabilities and seeing past disabilities in children. Absolutely love it. Made me cry many, many times, and I would fully recommend it just to understand like a child's mentality in seeing another child with a disability. Because kids are mean. Kids are mean. And it's the adult's responsibility to teach kids what is right and wrong in terms of well, everything, but you know what I'm trying to say. And I think it's such a powerful book for adults, children. Give it middle grade, YA, adult, everybody should read it. The next question is, how do you read so much? Again, this is really varied this year. When I'm not doing anything else, I can sit and read all weekend perfectly happily. I don't get bored. Even if the book I'm reading is boring, it's the activity of reading that doesn't bore me. So yeah, when I'm really not doing anything, especially with all the lockdowns, I will sit and read happily a couple books a week and not even think about it. I have been reading less because of studying for that exam. I've been watching anime with Cole a lot more. We have Discord dates where we sit on a video chat and watch anime together, or he plays on his VR headset and I watch along. So yeah, I've been having a lot more virtual dates with Cole, which has cut into my reading time. Like, not that I really mind. But yeah, I don't really like doing anything else. That's my main reason now. Okay, Booktube. Why did you start Booktube? I don't quite remember. So basically I found a lot of the bigger channels and thought, hey, I could do this. And I actually started off by doing a vlog for Contemporary-a-thon because I was taking part and I wanted people to know that I was taking part and how I was doing. So I did a vlog and I sort of fell into it. Who was the first booktuber you watched / what inspired you to make your channel? The first booktuber I watched was probably, well, the Contemporary-a-thon hosts. So Chelsea from Chelsea Darling Reads, Natasha from My Reading is Odd, and Julie from Pages and Pens were like my main people. Obviously like Hayley from Hayley and Bookland, Emma from Emma Books, Hannah from Clockwork Reader, all the very, very big creators. I think it was around the time I started finding smaller creators that I got really inspired to make something of my channel. But you know what? I cannot tell you who they were. But yeah, the big people brought me into this community. And the next one, who are your favourite booktubers, big and small? I can't answer this properly in a video like that. I will definitely miss someone. But I am definitely really enjoying smaller booktubers. I think there's such like an authentic feel to a video when they're just sat in front of their bookshelves talking. I love feeling like I'm having a conversation with someone, so if it feels like that, then I love watching them. I really do feel like I'm gonna do letting you know of booktubers you should watch video soon, recommending booktubers. I would really love to do something like that, but yeah, I don't want to start listing people now because I haven't had time to sit and think and I don't want to miss anyone. Next is, what's your favourite video you've made since starting Booktube? That's hard. You know, I really don't think I have one, especially not a Booktube video. I absolutely love mine and Cole's long distance relationship video. That makes me so happy. I love rewatching that. But then I just watch the individual clips as well on my laptop. So yeah, that's the one that makes me happy to think back to. There are quite a few videos I've done which have done really, really well and are still getting views, even though they're quite old. But yeah, I don't know. I'm proud of everything that I put out there. Next is, what's your least favourite thing about Booktube? I think this could be fueled by how many of our relationships are now online. I think it's much easier for somebody to tweet something at you that they wouldn't say to you. So obviously, without going into like names and examples, I've had quite a few situations with people where I've been painted as the absolute horrible person. And I think when people get to know me, they know that is not the case at all. I feel like I'm quite a nice person anyway. But yeah, I feel like it's much easier for the tone of messages between people to get misconstrued. I think it's easier for people to forget. If you've not got anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. That is something that people definitely use face to face, but on the internet it's so much easier to tweet something that is going to hurt somebody else. And yeah, I think that's just, people don't treat, no matter their age, don't treat communicating with someone online the same as communicating in person, which has caused quite a lot of stress for me over the past couple of months, quite a lot of upset. So yeah, it's definitely my least favourite thing. Similar question here, what video are you most proud of? My long distance relationship video. It makes me so happy. Someone said, did you ever think you'd gain this many subs? No, never. Obviously now we hit 1.2k today, and the idea that that many people have bothered to click the subscribe button is absolutely just alien to me. Like, I cannot figure that out. My favourite thing is when I do weekly vlogs and I get the same faces coming up and commenting saying it's nice to see you again for another week. That's what really makes me smile. It's not always about the number. It's definitely about those people that I'm creating more of a friendship with, and I just love seeing, like, interacting with people in the comments. It just makes my heart feel so full. And the last one, Booktube related, is what is your dream goal for your channel? And I guess just dream goal is to still be doing this. I absolutely love Booktube. I love reading, but what I love more is communicating with the whole community and building friendships with everybody. I just want to still be going on at this. Okay, so life things, and then we'll end on relationship things because I'll talk forever, and if you're not interested, then you can click off before that. So the first question is, what is the craziest thing you've ever done? Craziest thing I've ever done is definitely get on a plane, fly to America to meet Brittany. That was crazy. I know now that it's absolutely fine. Brittany is part of my life, my heart. But when you actually think about that, I jumped on a plane to go and stay at effectively a stranger's house. That is pretty crazy. But yeah, my life has changed monumentally because of it, so I definitely don't regret it, but it's crazy. The next question is, what is something you're proud of? Probably my degree. I have a first class honours degree in accounting that I finished about this time last year, a couple months, wait, no. Yeah, it was last year. Wait, it wasn't, was it? When did I finish my degree? Of course it wasn't this time last year, it was like this time 2 years ago. The years are all muddled. But yeah, I got a pretty good degree. I got some prize money out of that and everything. And for me, it was the biggest recognition I could have for how much work I'd put in. And it was like a pat on the back for being smart. And I think that's the first time it really felt acknowledged. I don't know. I'm proud of my degree. The next question is, what's your most favourite thing about social media and your least favourite? So least favourite, again, is that people seem to say things easier in a message than they would face to face. But my most favourite thing is being able to connect with everybody from this community. Obviously, in normal situations, it is relatively hard, especially for people like the UK booktuber scene. Even just the UK, we are very, very spread out. So could you imagine if to meet, we had to meet in person? So social media is letting me have friendships with people from everywhere, which I love. The next question is, I forgot about this one. Not a question, but Bruce needs to make an appearance. Bruce is currently sleeping. His cage lives right there, just out of my setup. So yeah, he's currently sleeping. Sorry about that. I forgot about this question. I would have prepared something, but I'm sorry, he's asleep. I remember exactly who this question is from, and it made me laugh then and it's made me laugh now. And that is, are you naturally this gorgeous, or do you have skincare or hair care secrets? Which makes me so happy. I'm not going to answer, are you naturally this gorgeous? But skincare and hair care, I have nothing. Literally nothing. My skin, this is how I wake up. I don't wear makeup, and I haven't ever. I think maybe when I was about 14, I put it on for fun. But yeah, I just don't wear makeup. And as a 23-year-old now, that means I do sometimes look a lot younger. I get mistaken for being quite a lot younger. But it means that I have relatively decent skin. And then my hair, this is what happens when I shampoo it, condition it, and brush it. I need to do something more fancy with my hair, but it's easy to leave it like this. Next is, what's your favourite ice cream flavour? Is Ben & Jerry's fish food. Absolutely love it, love the little fish. 2 more questions, and they are about me and Cole. So the first one is, how did you and your boyfriend meet? So Cole is Brittany from the Neverending Reader's brother. Brittany isn't making booktube videos at the moment, but she's still very active in the community and in our little book club. So as I said, I flew to America to meet Brittany and stay with her family, with her kids, and her brother came with her to pick me up from the airport. It was a very weird time for me personally. We don't need to go into the details, but I definitely was not looking to start a relationship with anybody, let alone with somebody 4,000 miles away. And we just clicked and couldn't really stay away from each other. So that happened. It sucks right now, but I wouldn't change anything. We are still completely obsessed with each other, so it's actually really cringy. And the last question is, how are you coping with your long distance relationship during COVID? I am not, is the open and honest answer. I'm not going to start getting emotional in this video. You get it enough in vlogs. It is very, very, very hard. I now haven't seen Cole in about 13 months. We're way over a year. I had flights booked for April, which have now been cancelled. And yeah, it's a real struggle. I said I wasn't going to get emotional. I'm not getting emotional, okay. But the point of the question is I'm not coping. I'm really struggling. I have now moved out and I am alone, which is what I wanted. But at that same time, it makes it even more noticeable that I don't have anyone to cuddle me as I fall asleep at night. And long distance relationships were never ever going to be easy for anybody, but COVID has thrown a real spanner in the works, especially as COVID only hit about a month and a half after me and Cole officially got together. So we haven't had a relationship that's not COVID influenced. If anything, it just is going to make when we finally see each other again such a special moment, and I genuinely dream about when I'm going to see him again. We do have some methods to cope. As I said, we have Discord dates. We sit on video chats for hours. We sit on the phone for hours every evening, every morning. I don't know how we find anything to say to each other, but yeah, we're constantly on the phone. We're not always texting. We were constantly texting at the start, but we found that just doesn't really work. We do run out of things to say when we're texting each other, but it's really nice every morning and every night to have a catch up about what's happened in the other person's life, to watch anime together, talk about the anime, sometimes ask questions about books, and yeah, we have coping mechanisms, but I wouldn't say either of us are coping brilliantly with COVID. I just can't wait to see a time in our relationship with no COVID. That is going to be perfect. There is a genuine fight happening out there. So I'm going to wrap this up, but thank you to everybody who sent me a question. Thank you to everybody who is now here in my little bookish community. I appreciate you all so much. If you have any more questions, please do put them in the comments and I will type a little answer to you, because I really do love answering questions about myself. But yeah, on that note, thank you very much for watching this video. I really do hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next one. And I'm going to go check out what that fight is.